What's up, you guys? Your girl back after I was just so rudely interrupted by these janky roads that this country refuses to fix with our hard-earned tax dollars. And then speaking of money, before, like I was saying, I got back from the store and it reminded me of that little story that came out. Now all of a sudden Target, Walmart, and all them want to talk about slashing prices because they made a mistake. You made a mistake pricing everything high. You wonder why all your people is not buying y'all groceries and buying elsewhere and stealing and all types of stuff. You wondering why that's happening? Because it was a mistake, y'all. It was a price mistake. Man, get the fuck out of here. But yeah, so y'all better start dropping all these prices. So I'm getting tired of going to the store and a can of tuna that was 92 cents last week is now $1.17. I don't like that. But nonetheless, y'all, there was a lot of stuff that I kind of missed this week, and I just want to do a quick little touch up on all of them. And so yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. Speaking of this country and taxes, y'all, Donald J. Trump, they done said they done got a guilty verdict on him, y'all. Now, this is where it gets a little sticky icky, because the fact that he's guilty is one thing, but is he actually gonna serve jail time? You know, there's a whole bunch of different, legal cases going on with him right now, and this current case that they just did, from what I remember reading somewhere, was like basically the smallest of the cases that he's up against, right? And so the fact that he's got a guilty verdict though and still running for president is just like America with 3 Ks. Like, that's why America K, okay? Just out here, white supremacy at its finest. Like, to really deep and think about how if you're a convict, you can't even vote, but a man who just got convicted is running for president, y'all. Running for president. And the only reason that that's able to happen is because it's a white 8x11 clear man, okay? That is it. Obama could never, okay? Never. But, the polls is going to be opened up back in November. I'm definitely going to, vote. I mean, obviously, this isn't a vote of like, oh, it's for Joe Biden. Like, we all are just trying to make sure we stick to the master plan. Like last time, is just don't let that get in. Because a lot of people feel like, yeah, Biden might not have did much, but at least he didn't hinder. That's the thing, is like, even if we don't go forward, at least don't take us back, all right? And we can say that, for sure with Joe Biden. Like, with Trump though, that man was trying to take us all the way back to the 1800s. Not just the black folks, but the women too. You see how the Republicans out here doing everything they can to control, women's right to, terminating pregnancies, even in medical cases and rape cases. They are really feeling like we are going to control women's bodies by any means necessary. And Donald J. Trump is a part of the team who is willing to do that and wants to do that. And so now it really is just like, it's just baffling that we're all watching this crazy ass reality TV show that is called America, because it don't make sense. None of how this country is ran makes sense. And so if you're a person who is a critical thinker, got common sense, and likes to lean into where facts are, it drives you crazy. And that's me. As much as I can understand not everything is black and white, and some things are meant to be gray, and all viewing things objectively, I can objectively see that the shit that we got going on in this country, regardless of regardless of whatever your political side is, it's messed up. Regardless of who, it's just messed up, period. Yeah, even when the presidency going in November, we got to start tackling these smaller courts. Representatives, that's where we need to go at. Because Donald Trump, he already is putting out his master plan that when he gets in, he's going to replace 2 of the seats. And he going to sneak him in like he snuck that woman in when they changed that rule for her to be like the supreme judge or something like that after old lady passed. Yeah, it was wackadoodle. But yeah, y'all, Donald J. Trump, you know, he's the man with 9 lives. Not only do we know he's a fraud, a scammer, a thief, but he's also a pedo. He's also a graper. Like, he's all of the things that you would expect a spoiled rich white man in America to be, you know. But you know, if a white man can do it, you know what the black people want to be able to do the same thing, which is gonna roll me over to P. Diddy real quick. I'm not gonna get too deep into it because I didn't get a chance to read the article, but y'all, Rolling Stone announced, you know, P. Diddy and their 6-month investigation, basically, or their 6-month, you know, write-up or whatever you want to call it. And a lot of it just kind of really revealed what we already knew as people, stuff that was already said in the industry. But for them to be doing this for 6 months means that Rolling Stone been in on this, y'all. Rolling Stone been talking to the folks, okay? I don't know if y'all can see me that well because it is like, I don't know. Sorry, y'all, if you can't see me. Yeah, that means Rolling Stone been on business like with P. Diddy. But, you know, long story short, they just kind of, you know, revalidated what everybody was already talking about. How the nigga had anger problems. Not only was he going after women, but he was going after men. So this wasn't just like, this is a man drunk off power, essentially. When you get, you know, rags and riches and you're drunk. And the thing is, P. Diddy, because he became so famous so fast, I think they made him like top producer way back when he was only like 19, 20 years old. From the story of a label, I can't remember, but basically Diddy worked his way up at the age of 19. And so you could imagine being 19 years old and in that crowd and just skyrocketing, because Bad Boy in the 90s was like the place to be. It was just the bad boys, and having Diddy shimmying in your background was like, looks like you made it. But little did people know, behind the scenes, Diddy was whooping ass. Diddy was like, he was knocking people's head between a washer and dryer. And unfortunately, you know, Cassie was one of them. And it's, you know, it's a good thing that Cassie now is out and, you know, getting some type of justice for what happened to her. But the fact is, it took too long. Sorry, I'm back. But yeah, basically what I was saying is the fact remains that it took too long. And not only did it take too long, it just is just like, it only validates how women feel. Like, constantly we are trying to act like you didn't know what was going on behind the scenes when everybody knew, you know, the whispers and murmurs that were going about how P. Diddy was crazy, about how he was doing the freak offs, you know, and everything. And like these, you know, white parties and these parties that he had, everybody knew at a certain point she was gonna get wild, she was gonna get crazy, and they was gonna switch out the vodka for the lube. And that was supposed to be on title. Gotta go. Like, if you was not trying to be in it, like Cat Williams said, you got to tell Diddy no. Like, and truth is, Diddy is the type of man you gotta tell no to. But the thing is, you gotta be steadfast in it, because as we've learned, as other people really have said, you don't tell Diddy no. Like, he gets his way by any means necessary, even if it means taking from you, assaulting you. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. So simply enough, like, I want to get a chance to read the Rolling Stone article, but I mean, really, it's not going to give us anything other than stuff that we already knew, that Diddy is a pervert. You know, of course, it's the typical, oh, he has traumas. But let's get something right, especially black men. We understand, you know, the story is so hard, slavery, black men, da-da-da-da. How long are y'all going to allow that to be y'all's excuse? Because slavery, I mean, because racism ain't going nowhere, right? And at some point, the trauma of it is y'all are responsible for healing that. You can't be 50 years old talking about, oh, when I was 12. Really? Not only that, you can't be, incapacitating people with, slipping stuff in their drinks like you some little miniature Bill Cosby and be like, oh, well, I did that because, I was hurt in college. And allegedly, he was hell on wheels back in college too. So it's just kind of like, damn, like y'all really allowed this man to terrorize for decades, like literal decades, not just years, decades. And so when you have people like Charlemagne and all these men who are struggling with this aspect of like, oh, but he was somebody that I looked up to. He was somebody, that was the soundtrack of our lives. Maybe true, but you keep romanticizing that nigga by doing that. You keep romanticizing the fact that, yeah, he might have had, good music, but it don't change the fact of who he was and what he did. A lot of people, and he's like, oh, but he did such good things. Yeah, that's the point. They do those good things for the mask. You don't, as like you, when you watch shows, you don't be a serial killer by having a funky attitude. No, that's not how that works. You need the charisma, the smile, like that is what keeps people off of you, off the scent of, I could never be him. All the while, little did you know he was some Jeffrey Dahmer behind the scenes. But nonetheless, y'all tell me what you think about Diddy, and if you read the Rolling Stones articles or listened to it or whatever. All right, y'all, sorry, I'm back. We just gonna go on to the next session now that I'm at the house. Sometimes when I'm driving, like I said, I need to go get me a new like little camera holder, one that don't be ready to fall off when I hit a little bump. But nonetheless, we're gonna move on to the next topic. Let me sip real quick. Ooh. Sometimes I don't drink cold water often, but when I do, it's so good. I usually am a room temp, water drinker. So if I finally get to this chance where I'm drinking cold water, just know I was thirsty, okay? But yeah, moving on really quick. After the Diddy situation, like I said, y'all just drop in the comments. Let me know how you feel about the whole Rolling Stone article and what this means for how everybody's reacting to it and what y'all expect to happen for Diddy going forward. But moving on, I really want to touch like real fast on something, I want to say tragic by any means of the word. But I'll just say a little surprising yet disappointing and other multitude of emotions that I'm about to talk through. 2 words. Erika Banks. I don't know if y'all saw the videos and the pictures. Hopefully I can find the pictures and I'll post them somewhere in here. But Erika, what did you do? What did you do? Did you go and get... That don't even look like a second round. That looked like a third round. Like, did y'all see the way... If you saw the video, did you see the way her booty was hanging? When she was walking out on stage talking about bust it. Like, the song is dope, but we wasn't telling you to fill your ass up until you can't bust it, till it wants to bust. Like, your ass look like it is swole and ready to pop. You sit on the wrong chair. You sit on a chair that ain't, shellacked right, and a splinter is sticking up, and that's your ass, Mr. Postman. Like, Erika, I really don't want to, like, go in on you like that, because clearly something is off. Because there's no way you looked at yourself after that first BBL and thought, yeah, let me add more, because you were looking proportional. You were looking good, Erika Banks. Like, you thought so highly of yourself. You said, now the other girls can't sit with me at the club. You tell them to get out your section. Now, I'm gonna be true. Do people want you in a section now? Because that ass is garnering a lot of negative attention. We'll just put it that way. But yeah, y'all, Erika Banks, I just, send prayers her way because it's something going on. I think Chaotic did a number on her. I think Meg the Stallion, uh, not not Meg the Stallion intentionally doing something to her. I think just everything with Meg the Stallion, it got her. I think it got her because, truth be told, she was getting hyped up by 1501 to be the next, Meg the Stallion. And, they had a quick little spurt. It wasn't that Meg the Stallion was beefing with Erika. Erika was beefing with Megan, and all for, 1501 when it turned out all to be fairy tales and fallacies. Oh, Lord, I got to pat myself like I'm in church, like I'm the pastor. I got to get this air conditioner in this black car fixed. Oh, fix it, Jesus. And I know y'all probably screaming, take your ass inside, but it's a lot going on inside, so I would just rather stick it out for a quick second versus trying to worry about it being quiet in the background. But yeah, so I think that Meg the Stallion shit did a number on her. She watching Megan's ass, shaking jiggle, looking real good, okay, while she's at Madison Square Garden. And I think, it touches at anybody who may have insecurities. You thought the answer might have been, okay, let's go bigger, but that's not what the answer was. The answer was get in the studio and find new producers, push yourself to do the hard work. I think a lot of times when try to take the short route out with the BBLs, and it really don't be the shortcut. It really don't. But y'all, Erika, y'all tell me what you think when y'all first saw that. Them two watermelons hanging to the back of her kneecaps. That literally, that's all I'm thinking. Girl, and not even when you turn, 40, girl, you is 2 years away from them bowling balls hitting that soft spot at the back of your knees. Girl, cause you all of 5 feet, so it's not gonna take long for them badonks to hit the back of your kneecaps, at all. So, Erika, like I said, y'all drop in the comments, tell me what y'all thought about that appearance. I didn't even know she had a second round. I really didn't, which is making me feel like she was in recovery, dipped off, was in recovery, probably saw the results and maybe was a little bit embarrassed, but because, people got her on Togetherland, why not perform on a stage in front of, hundreds of thousands? So I'm just going, do it. But the outfit didn't help either. That's all I'm going to say. The outfit did not help. Girl, you should have had on some stockings. Maybe some garter that went down the side of the leg. It wasn't cute. That's all I'm going to say. Next topic. Another thing that ain't cute. Porsha. I'm just going to touch on Porsha really, really fast because I didn't get a chance to. Basically, Simon is swinging her through the trees like he is Tarzan. Let's put it that way. Simon's hit a lick, and I'm saying it that way because in Simon's mind, he about to get into something where he could potentially benefit off of. Porsha, you thought you hit, a trophy fish. Little did you know, Simon was looking at you and had the Uno reverse in the back of his pocket. You thought you walked out of Fallon's house with a husband. Little did you know, you walked out with a scammer. And allegedly, he is asking that they basically put a pause on Porsha's Dish Nation and what's the other one that she was with? And RHOA. He going for it, y'all. He going for the gusto. And it's just Porsha, girl, I don't want to say karma, but the universe don't like ugly. What you put out there, you definitely gonna get back. And all I'm saying is this could potentially be what happened. That the universe didn't like what it was seeing. And thought, okay, all right, it's gonna come back to you in the shape of a toad, with the name Simon on top, okay, with his old queenie self. He just every day, just something. They was going back and forth talking about citizen law and a person who think 265 days in a year shouldn't be talking about nothing. They have been going back and forth. Oh Lord, Porsha, you don't find a new housewife to go up against. But I really feel like for Porsha this season, she gonna have a lot coming towards her for real. I think because she thought she was gonna siphon her way out of there and sneak out of getting her ass ate up. You know, the last time when she thought she was gonna get a spinoff with Simon and everything, she thought she was gonna escape RHOA and getting, you know, toe up from the flow up after what she did. But now, girl, Porsha not only are you having to deal with the whole marital stuff about how you stole somebody's husband, but now you got to deal with the fact that he a scammer and the fact that, you know, he got different identities and, you know, all this old people millions, all for a plane, like all a whole bunch of shit. And then he fighting you, trying to get you out the house and everything. When really it's like, I think he trying to stir up some shit so the producers want to come to him. And probably have him be on the show and stuff. But yeah, you guys, y'all tell me about Porsha and Simon. Y'all tell me what you think. Y'all think that Simon's gonna get away with running Porsha through the gravel, through the road? But okay, let's go ahead and move on. Another thing that I want to get into that I missed a chance to really talk about, y'all, was Martha's Vineyard. Martha's Vineyard was put on pause, y'all. They said Martha's Vineyard is on pause. And I don't like it one bit. I don't. Martha's Vineyard, I think, really has potential. I think that with Jasmine and Jordan, that there really needs to be some type of sit down with them. And really, I think, dissect that Jordan. I think definitely as the other housemates, when they saw that shit back with Silas, and you know, that's her friend. She looking at her friend like, but that's the hard part too, because now, because Jasmine, you know, did have a baby, you as a friend, you typically just don't be going in on, you know, somebody's, let alone husband, but like baby father like that, because at the end of the day, she not going nowhere. She not. And so it's just like to, you know, bring up maybe the reasons why Silas wasn't no good for you. It does nothing at this point because she pregnant, like, and she had the baby. So it's like, get out. Woo, Lord, it was a whole wasp on the window. It does nothing to really try to like point Jasmine out all the errors that we seen back on season 1. But Jasmine saw that shit. She saw that shit. Silas saw that shit too. I know y'all probably tired of hearing to say it, but y'all, I swear to God, I think Simon shot that club up on purpose, and I'm standing on it. It's no way, like the timing of that, the divine timing of Jasmine would have been single during this season or not single, but she would have been like by herself during this season of Martha's Vineyard. And then he gets deployed. So he knew, like, it just would have been her and Jordan. And Silas's mind was not liking it. One iota, one bit. And I know if there's any military watchers or people who have been deployed or, you know, served the country, how long notice do they give y'all before you get deployed? How long is it? Like a week, 2 weeks, a month? Because I'm just feeling like Silas got the heads up and he was like, oh shit, count down 3 weeks, I gotta make some shake. And y'all already know how he was on the show, talking about, you know, you better do your wifely duties, because that covering that comes with being in this relationship, y'all remember? Yeah. Oh girl, I feel bad. And I feel like Jasmine kind of knows that Silas is the problem, and probably it's kind of like the wedge between her friendships with everybody, but it's like he ain't going nowhere, so she's gotta find a new normal. And I do feel like Preston kind of abandoned her a little bit, but I think a part of it, like I said, was on the fact that everybody watched that season back and was like, girl, what the like, you really about to stay with this? But now she's got the baby, so it's like talking about it don't really do nothing because now a baby's involved. So I think everybody's really just kind of walking on eggshells about the first season. Now, should Silas come back, that would be great. If y'all can find a babysitter, you know, while the show is on pause, you know, I'm hoping maybe, you know, because we did hear that they were looking for some singles down in the Vineyard. So maybe, you know, while this break is happening, You know, the baby will get to about a year old. So then you not necessarily not all up on the titty, you know, it could, you know, some formula and stuff. And then I'm sure Silas, you know, family or Jasmine's family, you know, they could help in watching the baby for about 2 weeks. And then y'all come, or I mean, shit, y'all bring like a day nanny. But then again, Silas sound like one of them. He, by the way he acted, he definitely remind me of Marceau a little bit when he tried to tell Tisha that she was what was she she was referring off her mother duties or something, and it was like, nigga, what did you really just try to say? Like, I can't, like he like Marceau really tried to tell Tisha like, oh, you're like putting off your mother duties on other people. Like, nigga, you sure ain't got a problem putting off your daddy duties, because last time I checked, daddies are supposed to raise kids too. I thought. But yeah, mark this Vineyard. I do want them to bring Jasmine back. Shanice grew on me this season. Nick grew on me a lot this season. The little fake tattoos did help. I do agree with the ladies at the reunion. Just get like a little titty tattoo, Nick. Or like cute little, you know, a little something right around the neck. It's just a little peekaboo. You don't need a whole bunch. But just enough that say, like, you know, there's a dark side. Because at the end of the day, Nick, there is. Because if you want to sit there and think that you was treating Tasia all good when you really wasn't, I think, I'm going to stick on it, I think Nick thought he was hiding the fact that Tasia wasn't the one really well. And I don't want to say, like, wasn't the one as, I mean it as in the one that he wanted to really, truly settle down and marry. Tasia was his placeholder. She was the safekeepings, you know, the old reliable. I know she ain't going nowhere, but I think Tasia, she let you slide with embarrassing her season 1. Now season 2, her ass getting embarrassed. I'm sure her family watched that shit back. It was like, girl, drop him. Like, especially when you get asked in the confessional, oh, you know, why haven't you married Tasia yet? And now you got this long soliloquy, like, of why you ain't married her yet. It's easy. You want her or not? Clearly, that's what men have constantly said. When you want a woman, you gonna make it known. And so, Nick, you wasn't really making it known that marrying Tasia was in your forefront. So, yeah, I definitely think Nick should come back. If Silas makes it back in the house, that'll be, you know, good. Because then I'll be able to talk shit about him. If they bring, I really want them to bring Mariah back. Of course, Bree is gonna come back because she is, you know, we always need a drama bratty child. Preston, I think that there needs to be like 2 single guys, because then Noelle and Shanice, then they'll have like a little something. Alex, I kind of want Summer to come back with her crazy ass too, because at the end of the day, like, well, maybe not. Should Summer come back? Summer over Jordan. I'm trying to decide, would I want Jordan to come back over Summer? Because Jordan didn't give us shit. Like, literally, even at the reunion, she didn't give us nothing. I'm just lost as to what's going on with Jordan. Like I'm not seeing personality other than like, yeah. Like, it's just giving real Miranda Priestley. And girl, at that reunion, you was not dressed. You was not giving Miranda. I'm sorry, you wasn't. But I don't know. I feel like Summer gives us more than Jordan, as much as I really do like Jordan. I don't know. Maybe after this season, Jordan, if they bring you back and you don't serve this season, I'm sorry, mama, you got to go. But yeah, and Amir, you tried it. You tried it thinking that you was getting ready to talk about, oh, you know, if Natalie can't come, then I'm gonna have to think about, you know, my place here on the show. Nigga, you wouldn't even be with Natalie for the show at all. You think that she really got with you because you was offering her something? Like she said, you sell, you know, in a year what I do in a month. Like, she's letting it be known. Y'all done bought a house together. It's her name on the deed. So that ain't your house. And I guarantee she gonna remind you every chance that she get. Like, you can tell she likes beating up on men. Like, she gets turned on by beating up on men. And Amir, he got, you know, insecurity issues. And he's got identity issues. And you could tell, like, he wants to, you know, serve his white, ice princess. So I hope you don't follow her off the ledge, because it's giving real. She hyping you up behind the scenes. But if Amira, you come back, understand Natalie is not gonna become a full time, because that defeats the purpose of the show. I know you forget that you black sometimes. You show up in the word black, okay? But because you probably been told all your life, well, you're not like black like them, I think you forget, and that's the whole purpose of what Martha's Vineyard was. So Natalie, that bitch gonna have to come on couples week, 3 days, just like Simon, and when she come for 3 days next season, just know her ass is gonna get chewed the fuck up. We know next season Natalie, though, she gonna come tail tucked in between her legs. But yeah, guys, I really hope that they do bring Martha's Vineyard back. I'm hoping that maybe they're just trying to give it some time for like Silas to get back, and things like that. So yeah. I'm trying to think if there was anything in particular else that I missed. Y'all, also Marceau, his ass got arrested. That whole, I don't know what's going over there in Huntsville. Destiny got a mugshot. Martell got a mugshot. Maurice got a mugshot. Don't Marceau got one from allegedly way back when? Or Tisha, like they was stealing something, I think. I don't know, but it's just a lot going on. And Maurice, you was drunk boots, you got a DUI. So what's happening, Maurice? Were you drinking, during the day like that? Was there anything else? I don't think so, you guys. So let me think if there's anything else. If not, I'm gonna do another video. I really think that's it. If I missed anything, real quick, y'all, Jamal Bryant, he got engaged. He, always gonna keep it one woman. These pastors, they gonna always have them a first lady, and that lady gonna be dumb to accept all the bullshit that Jamal clearly ain't learned his lesson from, having all these kids out here and shit. But yeah, you guys, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. That was just a little quick catch up on the things that I missed. I appreciate you for tuning in. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and I will catch y'all later. Deuces.